Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. What's up? Prof Sales coming at you. Reselling challenge, talking about reselling, eBay, jeans. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sounds all right. So let's proceed. Twisted Pickers in the room. What's up? Hola. Let a few people filter in. How's your day going, Twisted? Man, it is going well here. Hope your guys is too. It is Thursday, September 8th. So let's see. Your day is going awesome. Cool. So today is day 52. Yes, day 52 of this challenge. So I guess I'm about a seventh of the way in, almost, something like that. So we will definitely be talking about that. We'll be talking about some other things too, some stuff I'm going to be sharing with you guys about brands today a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy. What's up, Burning Bananas? It's a great name, by the way. Burning Bananas. I don't know what it means, but just a great name. No doubt about it. So, yeah. Is everybody having a good weekend, a week of sales so far? Hope you are. Hope you are into, I mean, everybody's gotten through back to school already, so there's a lot of moms and dads at home now without kids driving them nuts all day long, so maybe they can get on and shop on eBay or Amazon, right? But yeah, so I figured I would share a couple things today that I've been finding out. Let me go over to my other sheet here and just kind of done. So I think I told you guys that sales are great. Cool. I think I told you guys that I was doing a little project where I was figuring out. I didn't mean to make that bigger like that. Where I was figuring out, you know, how much of my jean sales were coming from this brand or that, and I've kind of completed it. I haven't crunched everything, but I found some interesting things. You know, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we got other people out there in the audience. There we go. There we go. Gosh, just getting these windows the right sizes sometimes is just that's the trick. I don't know if we got anybody out there who buys and sells, you know, the same items, the same brands, the same types of items like I do. But if you do, you know, let's say you're selling T-shirts. Let's say you're selling vintage concert T-shirts, you know, maybe bands from the 80s and 70s and 60s and so on. And you want to know, well, which kind of shirts sell the best? Well, it would be great if you knew, all right, well, the Beatles sells better than the Who, and, you know, Led Zeppelin sells better than Aerosmith. You know, whatever the trends are. It'd be cool to know that, right? It'd be cool to know if you have bought too many of one brand or another, or if you haven't bought enough. So that's kind of what I did with this sheet I've been developing. It is basically allowing me to kind of figure all that stuff out. Noticing that, you know, Levi's were the biggest brand that I've sold. That's pretty understandable, I think. That's no big surprise, biggest brand. But I noticed that Levi's were 31% of all the jeans I've bought over the last year and a half, more or less. And they're 29% of what I've sold. So that's about right, right? But there was some other brands like American Eagle where I had bought less than the percentage of my sales were. So say like I bought 10, but they represented 12% of all my sales. And you're saying, well, how can that be? Well, you can have some, it's just a percentage. It's not really an actual number. So if a jean was 10% of what you bought, but it's 12% of what you sold, guess what? You need to buy more of that jean, that brand enlisted. On the flip side, if a brand jeans was 10% of what you bought, but only 8% of what you sold, you're a little heavy in that brand. You don't really need to increase your exposure. It's not saying you're not going to get any more, because obviously you're always selling and those percentages are changing. But the point is like it allows you to go in and figure out if what you're doing, your brand strategy is working. You know, if you were selling cell phone cases, you might find that, you know, Samsung cases sell better than Apple cases, or Apple cases sell better than, I don't know, some other brand. But you know, you kind of have to look at your data to know that. And eBay and Amazon, unfortunately, they do not give you the best tools for figuring that out. I mean, there are reports and things you can run, but I found kind of the data that I want to get out of my sales, I have to do it myself. I have to figure it out myself. So, you know, that's kind of where I was at with this. So I found that, you know, while Levi's was my top brand, I did have some other opportunities. I had a bunch of one-offs. To give you guys an idea, I have sold 103. Let me back up. I've listed 103 jean brands over the last about year and a half. There are probably about 30 of those, just looking at it, eyeballing it, that I've only bought one and I haven't sold it yet. So I have no data really to go on. A lot of other jean brands that I've never bought or haven't bought in numbers really matter to really have any kind of data on. So I guess the long story short of all this is know your numbers, know what it is you're buying and selling, know what's selling the best. You know, because you might think that it's this and it's really something different. You don't really know until you look. Like, for instance, I thought, I'll give you guys an example. I thought that Rock Republic's a jean brand. I thought Rock Republic was a really good jean brand to sell, and it may be a good jean brand to sell. But I have not experienced that. My sell-through on Rock Republic is about 20 points lower than my average. So it has been a sub-optimal brand for me to sell. There you go, Twisted. Hopefully I just answered your question. Rock Republic has been one. It's sold. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I haven't sold it, but it's not selling, you know, that great. You know, so on another example in the opposite direction would be Citizens of Humanity. Those jeans are selling about 10 percentage points higher than my sell-through rate. What they do. So, you know, you kind of have to look at that. And I see Twisted said that's a Kohl's brand now, right? So, and that might, but here's the thing, guys, like you can hear that it goes to Kohl's or it goes somewhere else, or your item is being sold somewhere different now that's maybe a lower margin. But that's the new. I'm selling the used. So you don't really know until you start looking at your data. But if it becomes really cheap at new, then chances are your used price is going to drop too, unless it's got some sort of collectability, which obviously Rock Republic jeans do not have any. But, you know, other brands tend to hold up even if they're, you know, even if they are sold at a bargain retailer. So you kind of have to look at the data though to know that. You can't really, you can guess and eyeball it, but man, I hate eyeballing stuff. It leads you into all kind of inaccurate judgments about your business. You were saying how there's not that many resellable brands. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 brands that I have that more than 2% of what I've bought, that they are 2% or higher of what I bought. And, you know, about 45% of those are Levi's and American Eagle. But, you know, and that's interesting about American Eagle, guys. I couldn't believe it. American Eagle actually sells at a higher percentage than Levi's. Quite a bit higher for me. Now, there's some caveats there, obviously, right? I mean, Levi's might sell for a higher price. I'm probably buying a lot more Levi's now than I am American Eagle, so it's starting to get diluted a little bit, you know, that number. The denominator keeps growing on the Levi faster than the American Eagle, but I still look for American Eagle every time we go out. And if you look around, you know me, guys, I'm always checking out people's butts to figure out what they're wearing. It's terrible. But you will see a lot of American Eagle jeans out there. I mean, they are plentiful in the public. So you definitely can make some money with those. Let's see what everybody's saying here in the chat. The Joey Lee sells, I can't sell American Eagle, and Twisted says I've never tried. Well, here's the thing, guys. I wouldn't go out and buy size 4 regular favorite boyfriend American Eagles necessarily. I don't think those would do that great. But when you get the longs, they do really well. Longs sell really, shorts, not as much. And of course, the bigger sizes, we all know those. You know, anything that's a skinny jean obviously sells better. The super stretch tend to have no issue with those. So again, you still got to know within the brand, but this has given me a kind of an idea of, you know, where I'm at with some of these brands. Yvonne says, I'm tinkering with the idea of having OOAK upcycle jeans made for me. Mike says American Eagle is a tremendous seller. Just make sure you're at the right price points. Yeah. And the Jolie, are you saying, I think you're saying that you had sizes that were kind of, you know, in the wrong sort of range. Or maybe not. Maybe you're saying you did have them at the right range. I don't think, like, I wouldn't go buy American Eagles 2s, 4s, 6s. 8 starts getting a little better. Oh, one of a kind. Gotcha. I couldn't figure out what that was. But yeah, I mean, the bigger sizes and longs do great. Shorts, I don't think they're that great. It'd be cool. It could be cool, Mike. You should do this with your data. I don't know how you keep track of your stuff, though. It'd be fun to see if yours match mine. I bet they would. Twisted says my price points are $35 and up with jeans. Do AE really sell that high? Yeah, not used, Twisted. You're not really going to see too many American Eagles go that high that are used. I don't know. Maybe there's some every once in a great while, but in general, they don't go for quite that much. Yep, they were donated. That's why I have them. Well, you know, it's all profit then, Joey Lee. Just flip them. You know, drop the price, get rid of them. Let's see. Only new and bigger size and popular brand styles. I mean, yeah, you know, with patches or whatever is hot trending. Yep, exactly. Jeggings are always good. Yep, jeggings are good. I'm also seeing that. Let me kind of share a couple others with you guys. Express jeans. I think Mike talked about Express jeans not too long ago too. Express, not so great for me. They are only moving at about half of my about half of my sell-through for all my jeans. Now, Re-Rock, on the other hand, are right at my sell-through percentage. So, you know, they're okay. And I seem to be okay with those as in terms of my percentage bought and percentage sold. Lane Bryant, not so great. I recently started experimenting with those a few months ago. So far, not that great. Probably need a little more data on those before I can make a definitive statement. But another one that's decent, guys, is a jean called, you guys have probably seen it if you've been dealing with jeans, is 7 jeans, not 7 for all mankind. There's 7. There are 7 with the number 7. Yeah, I think so. 7 with the number 7 at the end. They're a different jean than 7 for all mankind, although they've had some lawsuits over that name, I guess. But 7s do okay. They're right in my average. I mean, I sell them. They've got cool designs on the back pocket, which I think is a nice selling feature. So check those out. Look for the bigger size. You should be able to find those, actually. They're a little bit pricier. They're not pricier, but they're, you know, good price when you find them new. You know, I think I've seen them at Nordstrom Rack for like 60, 70 bucks. I mean, they're not super cheap. So I don't know. You might be able to find them cheaper new somewhere else. I don't really know. Let's see what else is going on here. Susanna, Levi's, either in my opinion, lesser distress vintage. Yeah, I'm not sure what she was saying in reference to. Mike says a hot seller is vintage cutoff high waist men's jeans. The young women, acid wash, stone wash. Nice. Let's hope that look doesn't come back. Express men can do well. Express women's not so much. Yeah, and there's a good point, Mike. I didn't break my list out into men's and women's, and part of the reason is because when I was listing jeans back a year ago or over a year ago, I was not listing them the way that I had in my title, the way I list them now. So it's a little harder to search through my listings to figure that out. Let's see. I sell tons of page. Yeah, I was surprised, Twisted. I only had 1 page, and I swear I've looked for them more than that. All I had was 1 pair of page in my entire inventory, and I did sell it. Make sure that's accurate. Did I sell it? I did. So page is probably one I need to get a little more into. I just don't find them that often around me, but I'm probably not looking as much as I should either. The Joey Lee says, my Goodwill sells 7 for all mankind for 35 bucks. Yeah, you can safely pass on those. I mean, 35 bucks is ridiculous for a used pair of jeans, you know, in a Goodwill. Yeah, that's not going to be if that's what they're pulling and think is worth a lot, the Joey Lee, I don't think a lot of people are going to walk into a Goodwill. I could be wrong, but I find it hard to believe a lot of people are going to walk into a Goodwill and pay $35 for any pair of jeans, honestly, but definitely not 7 for all mankind. I don't know. The Joey Lee says, do you make more off men's or women's? Probably men's, sure. But, you know, but here's the caveat to that. I sell a lot more women's than I do men's. So the point is you're going to find more women's than men's out there. I would guess. I mean, that's how it is in my part of the country. I doubt it's different there. So yes, you make more per pair on men's on average, but you're going to find a lot more women's. I don't know if hopefully that makes sense. Newer page does better. Yep. I got to look for page a little more. I do think that's an opportunity for me. Miss Me. Miss Me, my favorite. Miss Me is part of my 100 Club. You know what the 100 Club is? You can probably figure out what it is just by the name. The 100 Club are the jeans that I have bought and sold 100% of them. So, yeah, Miss Me is a home run. That stinks, Susanna, that your Goodwill charges that much, but you know, but they screw up and miss them sometimes. They miss the Miss Me's. I have found 4 Miss Me's in a row before. Unfortunately, 2 of them were not really saleable, but I have found them right in a row before. They don't always know, but Miss Me are great. And yeah, I haven't seen I don't really find that many Miss Me, period. I mean, I probably, in the last year, I've probably picked up maybe 25 of them. And by picked up, I mean actually looked at them. I haven't bought them all. because usually they have issues. So I don't know. Twisted says, really, I sell 2-to-1 men's. Yeah, I mean, men's is going to sell great, and it's probably going to sell for more. But the point is, the supply is greater for women in most thrift stores. You're not likely to walk. I don't know how it is in your part of the country. I doubt it's any different though. You're not going to walk into a store in most parts of the country and find an equal number of men's and women's jeans. You're going to find more women's jeans. Women own a few more jeans, but men tend to. I think women own about a pair and a half on average more than men's, but they also don't keep their jeans as long as men. So that's part of it too. Men tend to hold on to their jeans longer. Women switch through them quicker. Prairie Picking Girl says, I find Miss Me's are missed all the time. Wow. They are slow movers for me, huh? The days of women wanting to be attention to their rear with bling are kind of over. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I think, again, it depends on what size you got and what you have. I've sold all of mine with no issue, but obviously, your mileage may vary. Farmer women's and very few men's in my Goodwill. That's the same here, Susanna. I mean, there was a store in Columbia the other day. We walked in, and they had the obligatory women's racks, and they probably had, I'm going to guess, 300, 350, 400 pair of women's, and they literally had about 20 pair of men's. It was that big a disparity. It was crazy. So needless to say, we did not find a lot of men's in that store. I do find that women's tend to be in a better position usually. Yeah, just men tend to wear their jeans out even if they're going outside to like work in the garage or, work on the car or something. They don't care, whereas women tend to probably make a little more of a fashion statement with their jeans. So I don't know, just the way men and women are. Hey guys, 21 people watching. Thank you for that. That's a great crowd on a Thursday. I do appreciate it. And if you're liking the content, please hit the like button down below. I would appreciate that as well. All the women I see bring far too much attention to their lower half. I would not wear bling. Oh, there you go. Yeah, and Yvonne says, new Miss Me seems to be trending to a different design theme. Yeah, guys, that's a great point. Always, kind of keep an eye on that. A brand can be doing really well, and then it could be doing not so well. Oh, interesting denim tidbit of the day for those of you who are jean sellers. So I was reading the story about Levi's, which I've read before, but I've read it from different sources, and how Levi Strauss got started and so on and made his jeans. But when he ran out of material, he let me make sure I say this right. He basically had to go to France to get more. He had to go to France to get more material, to get cotton, because he was making them here locally, and he was unable to produce that. Here in America, he was unable to get it. So he found a source of cotton in France in a town called Denimes. Denimes, meaning surge from Nimes. I was just reading to make sure. So that got shortened to denim, right? Denim. So there you go, the origin of denim. So if you didn't know the origin of denim, well, now you know. Denimes. I just thought it was interesting. I like reading about the backstory of things. Our Twisted says our stories have plenty of men's, especially near Ohio State. Yep, these kids donate great stuff. Yep. Thank you for subbing, Joey Lee. I do appreciate it. Susanna says, do you sell agave jeans? I don't really find them. I have not really found those jeans. I've heard about them, but I don't ever find them. So I don't know. At this point, no. Okay. All right, guys. Well, let me share results from yesterday, since that is part of the reason we are here. And let me switch over to my spreadsheet. All right. We'll do a little screen share. And there we go. All right, guys. So you can see yesterday was September 7th. Didn't buy any yesterday. Karin got a lot of photos done at 38. Got 30 listed. So that's the second day this week I've gotten 30, which is great. We sold 9, which is also a really good day. Those are getting to be better and better results. $213 gross. Estimated net of $83.85, net per G $932, so lower than the day before, $13.08, but still pretty decent. Sell to list 30%, and which is great. And I'll switch over to the jeans by month, and we'll go in and share that one. And you see here for September, we're at 656 in listings, which is almost up 10% over the August numbers already, which is definitely heading in the right direction. I'm pushing 700 already as of today. I should be over 700 after today's listings. Bought 104, which is almost as much as we bought in all of August. Let's see. Spent actually a little more already. Photos are catching up with August, and we're only just a weekend. Listed is 97. That's 1/3 of what I listed for August. So doing pretty good there, but that doesn't include the listings today. So that'll jump up way over 100 after today. 11 stores, 41,000 gross. Net of 410. Net percent 41, and a net per jean $10. So still right there at that $10. So seen the graphs in a little while. You guys know I love the graphs. So let me see if I can get those up. There's listings up. So definitely gradually moving in the right direction. Nice little uptick here at the end. Sell through still gradually rising, but almost to 0.7 it looks like. And you can see, isn't it interesting how these two graphs look the same? The sold and the listed, the slope of the line is very, very similar. So people say there's a correlation to that. Well, we're going to have like a whole year's worth of data and thousands of listings to compare it to. So that'll tell us something. It's not 100% accurate, but it'll give us an idea. It'll be interesting to see if these lines kind of keep matching up like this. If as I list more, and this line has this sort of slope, if this line has this sort of slope. I don't know. We'll find out, but I think it's just kind of interesting to look at. So there's the numbers, guys. Good week so far, good month so far, and I'm pretty happy. All right, so let's see here. For some reason, it's not letting me go up in the chat room. Oh, here we go. Did it stop? Looks like the video stopped. You guys still hear me? Not sure. But there's some issue with the video. Let me see if this will maybe it's just a feed. I'm not sure. Can you guys still see the video playing? I can't tell. Ah, there it goes. Nope. No, it's not. Oh, okay. Well, it's weird. It's like on the YouTube page, it looks like it stopped, but not in my camera, so whatever. Who knows? Let's see. Marie Francois Girold. Those are cool. I got a pair of those up, so we'll see how that helps. Good job, Prof. Karin's work already helping. Yes, it's helping tremendously. Nothing else, just the motivation and having somebody pushing you by like their work, and you do work and then they do more. That's great. Let's see what's up, Mark. How you doing there, buddy? Turned off vacation mode. Jeans flying off the shelf. Nice. Now is a good time for jeans, I would think. Yes, I agree. I don't know about where you guys live, but I can just feel a little fall on the air, just a little, and it's awesome. Can't wait. Let's see here. Mike says he's packaged up Levi's men's pair with dirt all over the cuffs and fading. Mike, you really need to take better care of the jeans you wear. All right, you hear and see me. Great, awesome. So it's just stopped on the YouTube page for some reason, at least on my end, but that's fine. All right, so any other questions in the room today? We had a couple earlier, but nothing too major. We're beating jeans to death one day at a time. Glad you enjoyed Columbia. Sorry we missed you, Emily. If we come down again, we'll try to make a little announcement, and then maybe we can meet up, meet you at Starbucks or something, whatever, and that would be cool. Let's see. Yes, my blazers are starting to sell again. Fall in the air. Broke out the pumpkin spice. I know, right? If I showed you some jeans I sold, you would laugh. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Like, what makes a pair of jeans unsellable? Sounds like for Mark and Mike, pretty much nothing. So I'm very picky. That probably hurts my sales, and it probably makes me put back a lot more than I should. But I don't know. Everybody's got their own way about it. Mike, what were we arguing about in the green room last night? I can't remember. We were arguing about something in there. It was interesting. Bathroom stains, yeah, that's a no. That's a no-go. Bathroom stains is a no-go for sure. For me, it's holes or rips, especially in the cuffs. If like it's ripped out, not just a little hole, but like ripped out. Obviously, certain stains and so on. Oh yeah, Mike and I were talking about keywords in the listing. Like that's a good question. Do you guys use words like broken in or good and used condition, GUC, EUC in your listing titles? Mike and I were talking about that last night in the green room, which they did a show about. The green room did a show last night about selling on eBay, just in basic. Selling clothing on eBay. Mike says destroyed too. So the question becomes, what do people type in when they search for jeans? What will get them to your listing versus someone else? And, my point was, don't put anything in the listing, in the title that's ambiguous or subjective. Like excellent used condition or good used condition, which a lot of people, by the way, don't even know what those acronyms mean. I mean, there's a lot of people who do as well. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of buyers out there who don't have any idea what that means. It just sits there and they're like, I don't know what that means. But more importantly, does it push you up in the search rankings? And, I don't know how eBay's algorithms work, but I kind of think that titles like that don't really matter to Cassini. That's what Mark is talking about, Cassini, the search engine that eBay uses. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's probably one of those things where I just don't think people search for them that way. They're going to search for brand. Who is it? Nicole State was on Chad and Ronnie's show the other night, and she flips through a ridiculous amount of items every day and every week. I mean, I don't even know how she does it, but she flips through quite a bit, and she was talking about how, people just search brand. That's the biggest thing. And I think that's probably right for jeans, right? When you guys even admit there that brand is by far the biggest search topic. So I don't know. But sorry, I was getting a text from Karin. But anyway, that's something to think about, guys. How do you write a better search title? What are people going to search for? And there's data out there you can look and see, like how searches rank. You can even go to Google AdWords and you can go in and you can look at you can put in certain search terms and see how they rank versus other ones. It'll tell you how many people have searched for that in the past 30 days, basically. And that way you can compare it to another search. It'll even recommend other companion search to that, and you can see just how many people are searching for it. So the number of people searching for Levi's is bigger than the number of people searching for Levi's 529, for instance. Probably Levi's in general is a bigger search, just because you're going to get everybody who searches for Levi's, but not everyone who searches for Levi's 529. So I don't know. You need to think about your search terms, I think, in those terms. Just think about what would people search for and leave out anything that's they're not going to search for. The other stuff is good if you want to tell them about the item. Like I think good used condition or excellent used condition, I think they're ambiguous, but if you want to put them in there, I say great. It's not going to hurt anything to put them in the title. I think they're better left in the description. That's probably a better place for them, but I don't know. So hang on just one second, guys. Let me check this out. Sorry, Karen was texting me, and I gotta text her back. Let's see what people are saying. Mike said she sells a lot for low prices to get turnover. Yeah, she does. It's a crazy amount. Yvonne said not true to something, but I'm not sure what she was saying. I noticed in the sold listings, distress can sell for a good price. I just look at those titles for the sold listing and compare those to mine. Yeah, you can do that. But what you don't know, the Joey Lee, is that you don't know how long it took them to sell. You don't know how much they're investing in the machine. So just because it's sold doesn't mean that that's a great listing title. I would be cautious. I would be cautious in using that just because of that. Go to watch count. Yep, you can do that. There's lots of things you can do for popular sizes, brand, and fit and size. Yeah, that's kind of what I tend to go with, Mark, is brand, fit, and size. I think you have to have those three in there. I also usually put men's or women's because sometimes people do it differently. Some men buy women's jeans, some women buy men's jeans. So, some don't know their style names and numbers. So I think you need more design. Yeah, one of the things I've wondered about too is how much does the item specifics help you in your ranking of your listing? I would think the more item specifics you put in, the better it improves your rank. But that may not be the case. So then it becomes a point of, well, is it worth putting in the country of origin? It doesn't take that long to put it in, but it's a few seconds. And if you're doing a lot of listings, it adds up. So I don't know. Yeah, Mark says, I don't think you need to put men's or women's because you select the category. That's true, Mark. But my point is like I think some people probably search, like they'll say men's Levi's. So if I've got both of those keywords in my title, I'm going to capture that person. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if they're just typing, a fit and a size that's different, obviously I would need to have that in there. But if they're just looking, you don't know the sophistication of the people who are going to be searching for your items. And when I see some of the messages that I get about my jeans, I realize that a lot of the people who are looking at them are not sophisticated jeans buyers, maybe not even sophisticated clothing buyers. They're very just simple with what they're looking for, and because they'll say things like, these say stretch, but are they really stretchy? How in the world am I supposed to answer that? Like, is really stretchy? All right, so you got stretchy, some stretchy, really stretchy, super really what kind of scale are they looking for here? And I don't know, and I can't tell them that. I can just tell them the composition of it. I can tell them if it's got 1%, spandex versus 2. Well, 2 is going to be more stretchy. But anyway, I agree. eBay claims to like and want item specifics. I actually have added extras. Oh, that's nice. What have you added, Yvonne, if you want to share it, you don't have to. Their country they're made is important. All right, so here comes Susanna. Let's see what she says. Especially Levi's, I only buy vintage Levi's made in the USA and a few times Mexico. And people ask me where they're made. I won't buy things made in China. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Now that's pretty cool. Thank you for that, Susanna. That's a good point. You know, some people want to only buy from a certain area of the world. You know, and if that item is not from there, it would probably be a return. If they bought it, you didn't have it in the item specifics and they didn't like it because of that, they might return it. Vegas is catching you live for a change. Going back to the beginning. Hey, what's up, Vegas? Susanna, sell any pair. Brand name, brand color names, for example. Yeah, Yvonne, I add the brand name quite often because there's a few, like when I was talking about 7 Jeans earlier, I never see them come up in the list of brands. They, you know, 7 Fam, 7 for All Mankind, but 7 Jeans does not. So I'm always adding that. And yeah, there's a lot of 7 Jeans on there. But I think where the disconnect came in is there's a lot of people who listed 7 Jeans as 7 for All Mankind, which they're not. They're not the same company. They're not the same jeans. So that's part of the reason I always have to add that one. There's other times too where the software just glitches and takes out your brand name. It's really weird. I've experienced that a few times. I'll type it into the description to sell and I'll hit enter and then I'll go down and by the time I get to brand, it's not there anymore. It's really weird. So Mike says, I only list country when it's US, Japan, England, Italy, France, not a sweatshop country, basically. Huh, that's an interesting approach to it. That would save a lot because there's a lot of China's, Vietnam's, Philippines. It gets kind of tricky on that, you know, what the Mexico, you know, so, but yeah, that's an interesting approach, Mike. I like that. I meant brand style names instead of color names. Oh, I got you. Gotcha. So yeah, so think about, guys, too, you know, what's like, put in your title and your item specifics, everything you need and not anything more or anything less, you know, and it's a little bit trial and error, I think, but anyway, Corbett Co says, when listing 7 Jeans, we put not 7 Fam. Nice. I like that. That's great. Just by the way, these are not the ones you're probably really looking for and wondering why they're such a good deal. I'll add occasion feel for holiday stuff. Makes sense. Yeah, and there's a lot of, you know, and that's why I like some of the jean brands that are Buy American or that are American made, because there is a group of shoppers out there who only want to buy those. One of those that I like to buy, going back to my numbers here for a second, was Not Your Daughter's Jeans. Those are made pretty much only in America. There might be some made elsewhere, but I've only ever seen America. But and those are a good sell-through jean too for me. They were actually 10% higher than my average, so I was pretty happy about those. Yeah, Mike says, all about promoting your item. Yeah, we just actually are getting ready to list some sweaters. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. They're actually over my shoulder right there. Those sweaters are Norwegian or maybe Swedish. I can't remember. It's one of the two. Karin knows. She bought them. And they're really cool. Like, they're these really cool designs with, you know, and people search for them by the name of the country they're from. So you definitely would want to put that in the title. You know, you don't want to just throw the picture up, because people aren't going to scroll through necessarily, you know, dozens and dozens of listings and just stumble upon yours. I mean, that does happen, but it's much better when they can search and find, you know, Norwegian sweater, or maybe they're Irish. I don't remember. They're somewhere over there in Europe. I can't remember. But anyway, you know, so certain things like that, you definitely want to include, not just the brand. Like, we will include the country in the title of those, because that's where people search for. Is it Dale in Norway? Let me see. Yeah, that is right. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Nice sweaters, nice ornate. I mean, they're really like these are really good quality. I think they're like all wool. The tag is all like in Norwegian. I don't know though. This one says Roma on it. I don't think it is a Dale, but I can't remember. We looked it up and figured it out. It may just be that style. May not actually be a Dale. So it says they were bought in Norway and never worn. Who knows? But either way, they should go. Here's the bad thing, guys. Here's where you shouldn't procrastinate. I've had this sitting around we probably had them for 3 months. List your stuff, people. Come on. Don't be like me. I'm a cautionary tale. Get your stuff listed. Oh, what do you think about Hudson? Yeah, let me look at Hudson. Let me look at what my stats told me on that. Try to remember. Let's see. Let me put it in order here alphabetically. Yeah, Hudson, Hudson is a tad below my average, but I don't find a tremendous amount of those, Mike. They're a decent brand, from everything I've read and seen, but my sell-through on them is nothing to write home about. Maybe it's just the ones I'm getting. The problem I have with Hudson is I tend to only find the smaller sizes in them. I tend to find I think they run like a waist, like inch size, like 27 or 25. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think something like that, Mike. And that's all I ever find. Like I never find like a 30 or 31 or 32 or anything bigger like that. And that's not even big. It's just bigger. So, but I think they're a great jean. Oh my gosh, you would have Karin spank me. I'm still sitting on a pile of vintage Levi's and a few Big E. Yeah, some of those Big E are pretty impressive, Yvonne. I mean, what you can get for them. Yeah, I saw some last night. I was looking through the solds. There were some that went for $4,000. Are they the original Big E or are they the reproduction Big E? It's so the pre was it 1971 I think when they quit making them like that, the red line ones, red label, red line. I know, but they need finesse and research. Yeah, but while you're researching, you could have them up on eBay and sell them. And put that money in your pocket and spend that money to go, on a trip. So yeah, I mean, if they're original Big E's back then, I mean, they could be worth quite a bit, 4 figures. So yeah, I'd probably get those listed. And if not, Mike's going to come over and list them. He's going to fly from Pittsburgh to Colorado. Yeah, I've never found them, unfortunately. I thought about a morbid way to look for them, guys. All right, here's my bright idea. So you want to find older Levi's that like Big E's and things like that could be worth, thousands of dollars. You offer, I can't believe I'm suggesting this. You could look through the obituaries and look for older men who died because that's primarily where you're going to find them. And then, if you can get in contact with their people, offer to do like a clean out of their house and maybe you'll find some. That's my idea. Terrible, right? You guys hate me now. You think I'm awful, I'm morbid. But I was like, if you go and you do a clean out for them, you've done a good thing. Like they don't want to deal with all that stuff. If some guy dies who's 80 years old, he might have had some Levi's from the 1940s, or 50s, and those would be worth a lot of money. So they would just get tossed out. Why not, keep them for somebody in the world to enjoy? I don't know. Probably a bad idea. That's my great idea. You guys heard it here live. I guess it's now live on the internet forever, right? I haven't actually done it, and I'm sure I probably won't, but who knows? Maybe I will. So you guys are gonna be like, yeah, Prof Sales was talking about contacting the relatives of dead people in their time of mourning to see if you can score some good clothes from them. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, listen, 30 people watching. I do appreciate that. If you guys liked this video, leave me a comment down below, and please hit the like button, especially before you leave the room. And if you're watching it later and you think it's good and it's good content, also hit the like button. I would appreciate it, as would YouTube. Lets them know I'm doing a good job. And yeah, I can't edit this. Sorry, Vaughn. And anyway, you know, hit the subscribe button if you guys want to subscribe to Prof Sales. That way you can get every video when they come out. And, you know, look for me as we continue doing this challenge. It is moving right along. I'm thinking this month is going to be a pretty good chunk better than last month. We'll see. I don't want to jinx anything. But so far, I'm encouraged. 31 people, 32 people watching today. That's awesome. I mean, that's a great turnout for a middle of the day show. Hi, Jen. And sorry, Jen, but we're actually getting ready to go. But Mike and Yvonne have a deal to work out here on some Big E Levi's, and I'll let them to it. But I'm going to take off the day and finish my listing because Karin does not let her employees slack. I'm telling you. But thanks again, guys. You know, I love all you guys. And I really appreciate you coming out today, and take care. I hope you have a great sales day. I hope you have a great sales week if I don't see you for the next few days. And as always, it's Prof Sales saying good sales to you.